Well, we all have problems. The Penguins have theirs. Biggest problem you see facing the Pittsburgh Penguins hockey club here, Guy, with about a month to go. We're getting down there to about a month till the postseason begins, which is a lot of time. Time to get healthy, time to get some things right. But the most serious malady plaguing this team right now is what?
Lack of scoring wingers. I mean, that's the big problem overall. I mean, right now everybody's focused on the penalties and the meltdown Sunday. And, I think their penalty issue is Steve Downing, not the team. I mean, Letang blew up. I think Kunitz's lack of productivity, the main problem, led to the penalty problem. I think his frustration at scoring one goal in the last 18, 20 games led to him taking it out on, Paul Martin and Justin Abdelkader, and the officials maybe. So there's been far time. I mentioned the stat yesterday. In their last 15 games, I think 7 of them they've had one goal or been shut out. I mean, they're going to have to find a way to score, more than that or get that power play going again if they're going to survive more than a round in the playoffs.
Well, Malkin is going to be out for a little while here. Jim Rutherford says maybe 7 to 14 days, actually, longer than we think Mike Johnston sort of alluded to. That he obviously affects the wingers and their productivity. So in the short term, we may have a little skewed sample. But even when Malkin's healthy and Hornquist is back, you still worry about the scoring because that's not changing, right? I mean, if you're not going to all of a sudden get Kevin Stevens to walk through that door.
Look how odd that Edmonton game stuck out when they scored 6 goals. So we were talking about that wasn't a well-played game, and they blew a 4-0 lead, but I still enjoyed watching because we haven't had a game where, you've had that kind of scoring in a while.
Well, Jim Rutherford has overhauled the roster. They do have a deeper team. I don't think anybody would argue with that. But when push comes to shove, will they be regretting James Neal's absence in some of these rounds? They didn't win with James Neal, but they did win a few series. I mean, if they get bounced in round one, I could hear people saying that.
He's a different type of scorer, but Hornquist has as many goals as him in fewer games played. So the answer to that is no. It goes beyond that. They probably didn't have enough scoring with James Neal here.
Yeah.
But yet you look at it, Ken. You look at total goals scored. You look at guys that have scored in double-digit figures. They're way up there with most teams. Now, the problem that I see in that, so much of that was built up early in the year. Since Christmas, since all the, if they can get a month with money, it's going to be less than a month now with these two guys being out for a while. If they could get a couple of weeks, fine, get their game, get their scoring going a little bit. It's how they're playing going into the playoffs that matters, not how much they struggled to score in January and February, not how easily they scored in October, November. What are they doing in mid-April? And that's why I think this last month is very important. Sidney Crosby said it Sunday. He said, our playoffs start now. And what they do from now till April 11th or whatever, I think that's their last game, is how they're going to feel. The team's not going to be sitting there thinking, but we played good in the fall. Or, man, we stunk in January. What they're doing as they enter the playoffs is the most important thing. So anything we think of up to this point really doesn't matter. To me, this last month is the most important.
They have the ability to be a good speed team, right? One of those quick teams that gives teams trouble in the postseason with their transition game from the back end to the front. Lovejoy and Cole seem to have fit in pretty nicely, right? Ehrhoff's back. But that being said, they look like more of a defensively constructed 2-1 type of team with Fleury as their strength, so their identity's a little bit in flux.
I think that's been a situation all year with a new coaching staff. I don't know that they had an identity from the very beginning. And I think injuries, man games lost really kept them from establishing that for a long time. And they finally almost got completely healthy. And, as they did, they made these personnel changes and added some of these players, and now you've got injuries again. So there really hasn't been that for this group of players to play together for a long period of time. I think you're going to need Fleury to win a series for you somewhere in the playoffs this year, and I do like what they've done defensively. They're more experienced, they're more calm, and they're settled down. I still think when push comes to shove, they're going to have trouble finding a way to score.
Strange week. Starts tonight on the road. Jersey, Dallas, Phoenix.
That's a weird road trip.
Yep. The malaise, the March of the Penguins here until they get healthy, and about a month until the postseason starts. We'll be covering it here at TribLIVE Radio.